Hi everyone, Anthony Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Underachievers album, Renaissance. This is the latest full-length commercial LP from New York hip-hop duo The Underachievers, following up 2015's very conceptual double album, Evermore, The Art of Duality, an album that explored light and darkness, the right path, the wrong path, good and evil. Now, given the ambitious vibe of that album, the tight flows that AK and Issa Gold, aka Solace, delivered all over that record, as well as the conscious edge of their lyrics, of course I was excited to hear whatever they followed that album up with. But this one over here almost slipped by me because I hadn't heard too much in the way of talk or excitement around this record as far as, just people kind of telling me to review the album. Hey, are you gonna listen to this record? And unfortunately, the teaser tracks of this record didn't really stick with me either once release time came. Though I was massively impressed with the superhero themed cover that the duo came through with here. This is actually a really amazing piece of album art. But simultaneously, the cover does make me worry because occasionally in the Underachievers music, the duo do seem to suffer from like a bit of a savior complex, a savior illusion almost. Like what the duo is saying in their music is somehow uniquely profound or creating some kind of sea change among hip-hop listeners. And I'm not hating on their efforts. I'm not trying to knock the power of music to change minds and lives. But if that's going to be the tone you take in your music, then instantaneously my mind is going to go right toward your lyrics and the message that they send. And once again, I feel like the Underachievers have hit us with another series of tracks that topically feel very general, which is really unfortunate because that is something that has been a slight gripe of mine with their past releases. And with the release of Evermore, I thought we were kind of past this. I do enjoy the occasional references on this album to the prison system and police and veggie diets and souls and mumble rappers, but there's very little in terms of a focused takeaway on this album or most of the individual songs too, aside from this record's many verses and bars about weed, which is totally fine, but how many of those have the Underachievers rolled up at this point? And it's not exactly like they're taking their inspiration from it to a new level or something here. I just think the duo's verses and songs could use a bit more purpose when it comes to topic, because again, when they don't have one, they really kind of fail to say anything of significance by the time a song is over. Either that or they end up trailing off into what is the painfully obvious. Like on this verse where at one point Solace says that his team is strapped, but they don't harm kids? I would hope so. Don't get me wrong, there are certainly highlights on this record. The song Phoenix Feathers not only has a beautiful instrumental, but some of the most personal and motivational bars that I've ever heard the duo pull together on a track. The very sour and trippy Super Potent, I think, has a great vibe to it. There are at least several heavy hitters, real bangers in the track listing here. The song Any Day, Cobra Clutch, and the very dark and gritty Crescendo, which I think is easily one of my favorite Underachiever songs to date. And on the song Break the System, Solace drops this really great and thoughtful cautionary tale at the end of the track, literally and directly rapping about what he sees as kind of this system, this cycle of violence that kind of keeps black people down, keeps black people oppressed. But it's not like on the whole, I think this album really lives up to the title Renaissance, because it's hard to sort of see this album in the discography of the Underachievers as some kind of artistic rebirth or enlightenment, because to me it feels more like they've regressed into a lack of lyrical focus, some weakly structured tracks that end prematurely, not a whole lot in the way of solid hooks, and numerous tracks on this thing are backed by these really forgettable jazz rap instrumentals that don't really do much to enhance the very spacey and psychedelic vibe that has been the Underachievers' calling card up to this point. It feels like a lot of the time they're just kind of on autopilot with this one. Still though, this is a really listenable album that most likely hardcore fans are going to enjoy. The Underachievers still come through with a lot of good fundamentals, which automatically puts them ahead of many of their contemporaries. Whether it be their relentless flows, their solid wordplay, not to mention the fact that Gold and AK still have an incredible amount of chemistry between them too. I'm probably raining on someone's parade with this review, but believe me, that's not my intention here. It's just that given what I've heard from the Underachievers so far and what I know they're capable of, they're just a duo that I expect more from. I did like it, but I'm just kind of hoping for something a little bit more potent the next time around. I'm feeling a strong 6 on this album. Transition, have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like, please subscribe, and please don't cry. Just leave an angry comment in the comments if you're angry. Underachievers, Renaissance, videos next to my head that you should check out. Subscribe to the channel, official website too. Stay hydrated, eat your fruits and vegetables forever.